Hello YouTube! Welcome to Beer, Bourbon and Bushcraft. Wait. Oh my god, there is a pair there. Let's represent. Alright. Now tonight, again, we're going to cover a beer, a bourbon, and a bushcrafter survival tool. The beer we're going to tackle tonight, I'm kind of biased to because this has become one of my favorite beverages. It is Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. This is a beer that's made here in Kentucky, where I currently live in southwestern country, right in the middle of the bourbon country. It is a beer that they take and age in bourbon barrels that gives it a distinct finish. It has a hint of bourbon to it, aside from being a very nice American ale that has caramel and chocolate overtones to it. It is a very enjoyable beverage. So let's go ahead and crack this boy open and get on to it. It's got nice carbonation to it, as always, and the Kentucky Ale Company recommends that you drink this beer from a snifter. Well, I don't currently have a snifter. This is the closest glass I could come to a snifter. This is a drink glass from Buca di Beppo, which is an incredible Italian restaurant in Columbus, Ohio. So let's pour this and see how it goes. And as you can see from pouring it, it's a nice medium amber American lager. It's developing a nice head on it. It's got good carbonation. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, around a 7 to an 8 on the carbonation level on it. So it's definitely going to have that snap when it hits your tongue. You can feel it like kind of like Pop Rocks. And scenting it, you can definitely pick up the malts, the caramel and the chocolate. You can smell that, maybe a little bit of caramel in it from the sugars. But then it does have that finish of almost a bourbon. And when I mean almost a bourbon, you can just scent a slight bourbony to it. And it's the char from the white oak barrels that they age it in, and any residual bourbon that's left in the barrel, they call that the devil share, that might filter into the beer itself. Let's have a taste. Very flavorful American ale. It's not overly hopped. Probably Great Northern and Cascade hops, I would guess. Maybe a little bit of Saaz hops in there, but if there's any, it would be a small amount because it does have kind of a slight tang. But then once you get past the hops, which is typically your aftertaste in a beer, you definitely pick up the flavors from being aged in a bourbon barrel. You can taste a slight charcoal, which is not a bad taste. I mean, think lighting a grill on the 4th of July. That smell and that taste you get on your tongue, that enjoyable. You know you're going to have some good barbecue cookout food kind of flavor. It's not an unenjoyable flavor. And then a bit of the bourbon. You can taste the corn and the wheat in there just very slightly. Very enjoyable beer. It does come in kind of high on the alcohol content. Let me look on here real quick. 8.2%. So by no means a child's beer. Nor a just standard throw a 30 pack in the cooler and go for it, because I'd like to meet the person that can do 30 of these at 8.2%. Wow. So it does have a kick to it. The alcohol in it is not overpowering, even though it's kind of high. It's got to be pushing close to a malt liquor range, if it's not above a malt liquor range. But it is definitely not a malt liquor. It's a very enjoyable ale. Nice. It would definitely go well with a nice meal, a nice hearty meat, beef or pork, some potatoes or vegetables, and having one of these to sip on while you're enjoying a meal and enjoying great company. It's a very enjoyable beverage. And as I said, I'm biased. I fell in love with this beer close to a year ago on my first trip to Kentucky. I tried it out and absolutely fell in love with it. I do enjoy a good beer. I like to sit and have a beer that is really good, and then if we're having fun and hanging out, having a cookout or whatnot, then switching to some of the lower end products out there. Just, you know how it is. Fill the cooler up and you're having fun around the campfire or whatnot. But if you're going to sit down and actually have a glass of beer, I can't more highly recommend anything other than the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. This is my favorite beer, and on my beer scale, I have to give it a 10 because this is my favorite. Very enjoyable. If you have it close to you locally, I've definitely tried it. Comes in a 4-pack. Get a 4-pack and give it a whirl. If you don't like it and it's not your cup of tea, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and drink whatever it is that you like. But if you like a good American ale that has good taste to it, and then if you're a bourbon fan like I am, this definitely has the undertones from that bourbon that tie into the beer. They marry themselves so well. How can you go wrong when you can mix a good American ale and a good bourbon? To me, an outstanding beer. Get it, try it, comment down below. Let me know what you think about it if you've had it. I would love to read your comments and see what you think. Are you on the same page as me or not? If not, let's talk about it. I would love to hear either way. So again, Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. Incredible.